Item number 6 approved.
Moving on to item number 7, introduction, first reading, and calling for a public hearing on ordinance 1006, amendment number 3, entitled an ordinance regulating street vendors in the city limits of the city of Pearl, Texas. Any questions from council? This is just an introduction. Staff, you want to add? So what's that?
No, are we just going to, my question would be, if this is implemented, are we going to give them warning and then fine, or is it going to be straight up fine
Public reading current
Yeah, that would be an administrative issue that you can direct the city management to handle. I would not suggest that you put that in the ordinance itself because it's difficult to be clear as to what that is, when it is, and how long it lasts. My suggestion is that you do that by separate direction to the city administration and not put it in the ordinance itself, but you can certainly do it, yes.
Right, okay.
And just by way, this is something that was worked on for an extended period of time, and it provides regulation for both the vendors for the flea market type activities as well as for vendors that might be mobile. It's comprehensive in its scope, and the city has recently made some administrative changes as far as enforcement to provide for some code enforcement designated officers within the police department. So you're moving toward a 24-hour type enforcement as opposed to a daytime type enforcement, which had kind of previously prevailed in the city. So all of this working together will provide a much greater level of regulation within the city.
For the flea market vendors, what is their current rate this year? How much do they pay their annual fee? How much is their annual fee?
The annual fee is $250.
No, for the flea market vendors.
I don't have that information with me.
Mr. Lopez, do you know how much the flea market vendors?
They have
charged
been
annually?
changes, it's about 30, 35.
It's about 35? Okay. When y'all make a motion, it's on page 7 of this ordinance. If you can go ahead and change it already to, I think this is a typo, but you have it for page 7, under license permit fees. Under section B, it has them at $30 per calendar month. They were the annual.
Yes, so it's $25 right now, and that's 5 on top of the 25.
Okay, so it's 25
Yes, sir.
currently? Is it 25 or is it 30?
It used to be $30, I think you lowered it about 30 to 25, about a month and a half ago, or something like that.
I think that's for calendar year.
When did we change it? To 25?
That before we change the year.
On the existing ordinance, do you have the existing ordinance on it, Mr. Young?
No, I don't have a difference.
Okay. Well, whatever the existing ordinance is, if we can, maybe we get $5 more and set it for annually and not per month.
For calendar year.
And so that way when it comes back to us, I would not want to make that or have our flea market vendors believe that we're going to charge them a month. And then on A, if we can add on A, which I think was there in the previous changes, that, because we have taken this up about 4 or 5 months ago, or about 6, 7 months ago, this ordinance. On section A, we put in there that we specifically said that there would not be a fee for yard sales. And I don't know if it was here or somewhere else, but they limited up to 2 per calendar month. So those 2 items were in the previous ordinance where it was limiting them to 2 yard sales per calendar month, or for 2 days in the calendar month, and that there would be no fee associated with that.
We'll create a section C.
If you wish, yeah, but that's what we're doing. So I want to make sure that we don't get misinformation out in the public, and that we also the yard sale, but we're not trying to make money off of those citizens for yard sales.
And since we're on the technical issues, if I'm not mistaken, there's a provision in here regarding the hours for mobile vendor sales.
What page?
At page 4, page 4, I believe,
Um,
section 6.
Yes, the bottom of page 4, section 6A, number 1.
Hours of operation?
Right, I didn't have a good enough sense of Socorro to know what that should be. I was thinking it probably needed to be midnight until 6 a.m. because 6 a.m. gives the sandwich vendors and this type of thing time to be on the job before the construction workers go to work at 7. I wanted to point out that probably 2 a.m. is probably later than you want to put in there. It came in, some of these provisions came from an ordinance in the Dallas metropolitan area, and they probably are a little bit later than you want to be in Socorro. But I didn't have a good sense to know exactly what time would be more appropriate for the city of Socorro.
I would imagine that maybe midnight for Sunday through Thursday, and then maybe 2 a.m. would be for Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
I don't know what you think, Council.
And it would 6 a.m. be the more appropriate or 7?
Yeah, 6 a.m.
Okay.
And then this transient food vendors do not stop for more than 60 consecutive minutes.
Every hour that we have to get food.
Yeah, that doesn't seem allowed.
I don't like that. I think they should give them more time to stay there.
What?
Because you don't expect somebody to just be there, if they want to stay for 1 minute, not 1 minute. No, if they want to stay, that's
What if we just delete that?
Yes, delete that one. It doesn't make sense.
If we don't take the permit, we'll have to do what they want.
Yeah.
The purpose for putting that in there, what they were trying to do, is they were trying to limit that to these food vendors that go around to construction sites, and they were trying to keep them moving. That's so that they wouldn't compete with any of their local restaurants and that type of thing. That's the reason they put it in.
Is there anything else?
Yeah, do you remember what exactly the way we do it?
Number 1.
The hours.
No vending unit shall operate at any time between on Monday,
Sunday?
Saturday and Sundays, no vending unit shall operate at any time between the hours of 2 a.m. and 7 a.m.
That would be Friday, Saturday.
Friday and Saturday. And on Monday through Friday, no mobile vending unit shall operate at any time between the hours of 12 midnight and 6 a.m.
You're good except for the dates. The first one is Friday, Saturday, and the second one is Sunday through Thursday.
Okay?
Mr. Mayor?
Uh-huh.
No, your point on the yard sales, two per month,
2 days.
free of charge,
Yes.
is covered under definition on page 2, item E. With the exception of the idea of at no cost.
Okay, so we see it at no cost. Oh, wait. But this would still allow them to open up for 24 days consecutively.
Correct.
Or not consecutively, but
This is for a total of 24
And
in a year. So you have one full weekend every month to do it. That's what it comes down to.
so if it's already 2 per month, then let's go ahead and change the 24 days a year to 2 days per month.
Okay.
Because theoretically, in this ordinance, I could open
Do
up
two-
Monday,
do two
Tuesday,
Saturdays.
then wait Wednesday, then Thursday, Friday, and wait Saturday.
We'll just take out the 2 consecutive days.
No, you want the 2 consecutive days, or, yeah, or not total more than 2 per month of these
Yeah,
days.
exactly.
Were there any other? And this way, when we come into the public hearing, we don't have to address all these issues. You know, they're common sense as
Understand.
well. Anything else, Council? We have a motion to approve those changes?
Motion to approve by Gloria Rodriguez, seconded by Maria Reyes. Diego Madrid? Yes. Maria Garcia?
Yes.
Gloria Rodriguez?
Yes.
Maria Reyes?
Motion is approved. Moving on to item number 8, discussion and action for the Cierto Productions to move the 3 days and related requests approved by City Council for the use of Cougar Park from July 15th to the 17th to August 19th to the 21st.
We do have a speaker on this item. Suki Ramos?
Yes, council members, I must say that this is a wonderful production that will be coming to our city. And of course, you know, we look forward to having more of these productions coming in and more events. However, the only question that I did have, and I have a concern, is that we were not able to voice or ask, at least during our last meeting, since it was on the consent agenda, about the alcohol being able for them to be able to serve alcohol. And I had some questions regarding that if they will have some type of a contract signed with the city, making sure that we have security due to experience in other events, how important it is that they have security when you're going to have alcohol. And also that it is, if it is an outside entity and if it is for profit, that I hope that the city is considering that there should be some type of fee requested from them, because as citizens we pay for the electricity, the water, and for those parks and whatever is being used. So we hope that as citizens we are getting something back to maintain those parks or to continue doing more of those productions. But it would be nice to know that there is something that is coming back to our city. If it is a community event, I can understand the community themselves are asking to do an event, to hold an event in their own park. However, at this point, if it is a for-profit, I believe that our city should be more diligent, and I'm hoping and praying that you have made some type of a contract with them that will require some type of fee or to share some of those profits with our city, so that we can have something coming back to our city for other events. And also as well regarding the security, regarding when you have alcohol. I know that we have asked for other events in the past to be held there and it has not been easy for us in the past to be able to get approval sometimes. And it was very nice to see that this the Cierto Productions came before you, and it was smooth landing very easily. It was approved, and without very much questions or very much of anything. But when we as community have come and asked, it has been a little bit difficult sometimes to get the support. At this point, I am aware that there is community events that would like to be held here, and we have through the Mission Trail Association asked one of our council members to put it on the agenda and to ask support from one of you, of the other council members, so that it can be heard before you all. And to this day, we have not been successful in being able to obtain that support. I think that is very, very wrong.
Mrs. Ramos, your time is up.
And I think that this needs to be looked into.
We have a motion on the floor to approve.
Councilor, is there any discussion?
Can
Second.
everybody, can I ask them to address the question?
What was your questions?
As far as the record, the security, if there is going to be any kind of permit, anything that's going to benefit the city from having to take this event at Cougar Park?
Actually, they are trying to promote